Well, welcome Aspire members. Here we are right at the end of August. We had our board meeting this month, which we haven't had one since June, so it was interesting and it was good to get back together with everybody. But again, let me repeat, we're at the end of August, so.
Labor Day weekend is like this weekend.
Yeah, I know.
Scary.
That's a bad
signal. It's supposed to be 92.
Well, we started off this month with a presentation from Traverse Connect.
Yes. Yes, and that was really, they emphasized their Freshwater Institute that they want to work on and expand on, and the Water Studies program.
And they're all part of that whole Discovery Pier thing, and the plans sound really amazing. And so they're trying to position Traverse City as being one of those places in the globe that specializes in water studies and water technologies. So they're looking for that to create an industry that'll bring more people.
And they understand we'll need more housing.
Yes, they do.
And collaborate.
Yep. And so that's another part of their future plan. And there'll be more collaboration between our association and Traverse Connect as we move forward. So that was kind of nice. We're kind of on the same page there.
Yeah, it was kind of good to get an update from them.
We covered the calendar.
Yes.
And some of the things coming up.
We have a busy fall.
We do have a busy fall.
Couple weeks. We'll be down in Detroit for the Michigan Realtors Convention, September 20th through 22nd.
Yep, at the Rensen down there in Detroit.
Yep. There's still time to get registered, so come on if you want to go. I find it to be fun. Very engaging, networking with agents from across the state, which is kind of nice with the referral networks rebuild, and as well as the Con Ed credits you can get. Yeah,
lots of Con Ed credit available down there. We also have our general membership meeting coming up on October 19th, so save that date. It'll be out at Corson Auditorium in Interlaken. If you've never been to Interlaken, this is a great opportunity for you to come out and see what a beautiful place that is.
We're starting right at 9 a.m.
We're starting at 9 a.m. sharp. We'll end at noon. But the meeting will last about the first hour, and then we'll go into a 2-hour legal Con Ed program. So again, if you need legal or whatever, this is at no additional cost. So it's a wonderful opportunity for you to get caught up on that in a beautiful setting.
And then we have in November, we have NAR convention, the NAR NXT. We'll be in Anaheim. For that. I know
November 14th through the 16th. They're still taking registration for that. If you are of a mind to go to an NAR convention, this might be the one.
I was mind blowing last year after flying into a hurricane for one.
I remember that. I was sitting in the hotel as the hurricane was moving in.
So. Good thing it's not this year because there's a hurricane headed that way this week.
Well, let's just leave the weather out of it, shall we? Okay.
Well, and speaking of relief.
Yes, absolutely. Nice segue.
Realtor Relief Foundation.
Yes, absolutely. Our program goes until September 11th, which was actually the event that started the Realtor Relief Foundation. We're asking people to go out and make a contribution to the Realtor Relief Foundation, which is 100% used for providing relief to those communities that are hit by a disaster. We've had a couple of those local. I know you've seen the video with our past president, Matt Hodges, who has talked about Midland and Gaylord and some of the places that it's come in handy here. But you can participate in this.
Yes, to contribute.
Texting Team RRF20, that's Team RRF20 to 71777. So remember, the deadline to make a contribution is September 11th. It's coming up quick. Please make a contribution. You will get recognition at the local, state, and national levels for doing so. So, I guess this is...
And you still have a chance to win the bike.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Anybody makes a contribution to RRF is also put in the drawing for one of 2 Harley-Davidsons, the Realtor Harley-Davidsons, which I'm sure you've seen promoted. And those will be given away in Anaheim. So join us in this effort. It's very important. Then we jumped on to Forms Committee stuff.
Wow, they've been busy.
They have been, and they want to get busier.
Yes.
So they want to do more of the forms.
Yes, they're going to start looking into the rest of now that they've updated the buy-sell for both vacant land and residential, they're going to start reviewing all of the other forms and start letting us know where we need to make some changes.
And just as a point of clarity, those are Aspire North forms. Those are not Northern Great Lakes Realtors MLS forms. So you will find those forms on the Aspire North Info Hub. And if you have any questions about it, feel free to call in here to the office and ask one of our staff people where you might be able to find those forms. This is more of a me thing than a you thing.
Construction next door is kind of getting annoying.
Yeah, construction next door continues and is going to continue. We've had some real issues with access to the building. Garfield Courts has been very generous to us, allowing us to use their north and south drives to access. Although their south drive was closed for a while due to some problems with utilities, and that's been kind of an ongoing thing between them and the city. We actually, I think our contractors next door actually pitched in and helped them a little bit with part of that. But right now, both Garfield driveways are open, and with luck, within the next week or two, our south driveway, which is between us and the new bank, that should reopen. Although it may not be paved, it might be stone until next spring when we get ready to do a larger parking lot project for both of our benefit.
Yep.
A lot of paving going to happen then. So I would say prepare for this kind of this unknown until fall of 2024 when everything should be complete. So just if you're coming to the building and you want to make sure the drive is open, call, or just slow down as you come down Garfield and look for any cones or barricades at the end of the drives. Just be careful. Traffic does not slow down for you. Make sure you use your turn indicators well before you get here.
Yes. So we have a housing summit coming up.
We do have a
Sorry,
housing
we're
summit.
segueing into the next one.
Yeah.
We're actually a presenting sponsor
Right.
for the Northwest Michigan Housing Summit coming up in October at the Park Place. And as part of that, one of the things we're going to do is a session, and the board has basically given Connor the approval to speak for an hour or so.
Well, actually, Connor and I are going to tackle this together. We've been working on this kind of in the periphery together, and it's all about a mapping project that's supposed to help us understand where land that can be developed exists, because we do have a lot of questions about what land is actually available. As we talk about building more houses and everything like that, it's like you have to know what's available and what you can develop. And so there doesn't seem to be a good source of that information.
And it's pulling from collaborating with a lot of different entities, including even like the airport and understanding, you know, landing and takeoff zones and stuff like that.
Things we learned back in June.
Oh my God, I'm still baffled by it.
So that's a big one that's coming up, and I hope you can attend the Housing Summit, but if you can't, we'll give you a full report on that. We had some issues this past week or so with open houses and some other things on Angler MLS. As the CEO for Angler MLS, I just wanted to let you know that that was a glitch that occurred when an update was made to one of the computers that houses our website and our app and our data stream. That's been corrected. It was one of those things that when you change something, something broke somewhere. Nobody really knows how, but we weren't part of any kind of a hack or anything like that. You may have been reading about Rapatoni and the horror that they've been going through. So that's not what's happening with us.
And if anybody does see any issues with Angler, to reach out to the staff and let them know if you see anything.
So management contract, while we're on Angler, for the MLS ends at the end of 2024. And so the board worked on...
We are in the beginning, baby stages of working on succession planning.
Yes. So...
Not that we want anybody to go away, but we need to start putting getting ready for the future and making changes at some point.
Yeah, and staff has been working on this pretty diligently for the last several months. And so now it's ready to turn it over to the board and a task team to help kind of sort of map the pathway. Okay.
And last but not least, we had to move our September board meeting back a week.
Right.
Because of Michigan Realtor Convention. Right. So we will be here in this room back in September 29th.
And then while we're on that, we were going through the calendar. We also noticed we're going to have a conflict in November because of the Thanksgiving holiday and our normal board meeting. So
NAR.
And NAR, and then we'll be into the Christmas holiday. So we're only going to have one board meeting for November, December.
December 8th.
December 8th. And so those of you who come to visit us at the board meeting or maybe log in or something like that, just know that the calendar is going to be altered there toward the end of the year just to try to accommodate. I mean, we're busy. We got a lot going on.
Especially when you get into the weeks of traveling.
I think we're done.
Should we save the date for the Christmas party too?
Let's work on that. We're still
Okay.
working on that.
Yeah.
So.
We almost have that worked out.
But I'm sure Michael might put it up at the bottom of the screen when he gets done editing this, and that'll be just fine. Anyway, thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you at the end of September.